In the modern world, we're constantly surrounded by loads of stimulus. We got adverts around us 24/7, from on TV, on YouTube, everywhere we go, from adverts and films, and from that we don't really know what's going in our heads and what's actually being sustained and what actually is being maintained in our heads. And I believe the same applies to thoughts, feelings and emotions and behaviors. And if there was some sort of way to track how we felt and how experiences affected us, I feel like it'd be easier to learn from them and to be more conscious of your habits and behaviors in order to change them. Well, over the next 7 days or so, I'm going to be journaling twice a day in my notebook. Here. In the journal, I'm going to be writing in the morning to sort of say, for example, what I'm trying to do in the day, how I feel waking up, my initial thoughts, any ideas that came to mind, maybe even a dream. As the day goes on, at the end of the day, I'll talk about what happened during the day, my emotions during the day, how I felt about certain things, and really taking a record of my thoughts and things that cross my mind in an attempt to A, be more conscious of what I'm doing, and B, I find it as a nice way of release. In the past, when I felt a certain emotion, when I felt either angry, frustrated, or even happy, I'd write it down and then describe it in the book, because when I did that, it helped me channel the feeling a lot better. I don't know if it's a way other people feel, but with me, I feel a lot sometimes like I can't really express my emotions very well. I feel like sometimes when I express my emotions, it's very difficult to get it across the way I want it to. But I feel like when I write it down and I articulate it with a pen and paper, I feel like I can fully really get immersed in how I feel, even more so than before. With this, I'll be writing down entries twice a day for the next week. And I'm going to be showing you guys the process, and I'm going to be reporting in and out every day and sort of saying how I felt and what difference it's made and really the benefits of doing this. So if I find out at the end of the week that there's some real benefits, I'll recommend other people do it. If not, I'll say it's a waste of time, don't bother. But I found that in the past, generally doing things like this has really helped me. And generally I'm quite an introspective person, and a lot of people will say I think a bit too deeply about things, which I wouldn't say is untrue. I mean, this is a good way of channeling it. Great way to test if this really works. And also, when you do have deep thoughts, which are scattered and crazy and very jumbled up in your head, I find that when you write it down, it makes it a lot more simple and you can really organize your thoughts. So without further ado, let's get started. So my first entry is complete. I've had a pretty good sleep, so I've just been writing stuff like that down, what I'm going to do today. Today I'm hoping to go to the gym, get some editing done, and meet up with a few people. But yeah, I think it's a great way to start my day. I've started my head with the right positive mindset by writing positive things down in my diary, in my journal. So hopefully later on, just continues throughout the day, and we have something good to write down at the end of the day. Alright, so day one of journaling has gone pretty well. Managed to get all my thoughts and more basic activities down for the day. It was a pretty good day, as days go. Managed to go out with Zach, went to the gym, managed to go to CX, buy some DVDs, met some old friends, went out for dinner. So overall that was all good. But I'm noticing that when I'm writing things down, I'm finding it easier to remember things. I'm learning that writing things down is a great way to really contextualize your feelings and understand the way you feel a lot better than if you would prior. I'm enjoying this process. It's only the first day. I'm hoping I see more benefits. I'm about three or so days into the journal challenge, and I'm finding that there's quite a few changes going on. I feel like now that when I wake up and write an entry, and when I go to bed write an entry, it's sort of reframed and restructured the way I see my days. So before I used to see my days as just random and just, out of coincidence and things just kind of happening around me. But now, because I journal things, and in the morning I say how I feel, blah blah blah, talk about my emotions, talk about what I'm going to do during the day, and after the day is finished, it's like a review, and I talk about what's happened during the day, how I felt, and what went down, what's bothering me, things like that. The days feel more like episodes, It feels like something's happening and I'm reporting on it. I feel like my days they're episodes. Because I've got a log of my days, it's in a way like film or a game, where in the game the character, to have like a recap of the story, they'd sort of say, oh, this has happened so far in the story, blah blah, and they write it down in the notebook and stuff. I'm really enjoying it. It's making me feel a lot more motivated to do things, because now I'm somewhat held accountable for things that I do. Because I write what I want to do during the day, and at the end of the day I write what I actually did. So say, for example, say in the morning I wrote I'm going to go to the gym today, I'm going to read today, and at the end of the day I haven't done those things. I'm going to feel a little bit guilty and bad on myself. I said I was going to do those things. I've written it down. It's in plain English right there. It's not just a thought that's just passed. I'm accountable for those things not happening. But it works the same way in reverse, because if there's something I wrote to do and I did that and more, I feel amazing, and that amazing feeling sort of translates when I go to bed and I wake up feeling great. And it's just a positive loop of positivity, waking up with good things, and writing the good things, doing the good things, and etc etc. But obviously it works the same way with negative things. So if I don't do things, if I feel bad, but also the nature of the journal and the way I am as a person. When I write down things that are negative, I generally try and find out why that is, and try and find out how to solve them, be it in my own means or asking people for help. So it has helped with that overall, and it has been overall positive experience. The only negative I'd say is like some days I would forget to do it, so I'd have to, before I go to bed, oh wait, I haven't wrote down in the journal yet. So it's just a case of one more thing to remember to do, but that's really a minor compared to all the benefits I'm getting. So far, really good. Hopefully this continues by the end of the week. Well, day 6 of journaling, and wow, what past few days it's been, man. Like, I've been going through some shit in my personal life, and writing in this journal has been really interesting, because it's like it's a companion for my thoughts, because I've been going through many mixed emotions in the past few days, and it's been very difficult. But writing everything down it's been a way of being able to track the way I'm feeling, and I'm able to find patterns in the way I see things, and I'm able to see what things make me sad, what things make me happy, what things I need to focus on, and it's really having a massive effect. When something bad happens, I feel like I want to write it down in the journal. When something good happens, I want to write it down in the journal. And when I write it down, it makes me feel, not that the problem's solved, but I've shared the problem with something, Even if I haven't spoken to someone about it, it's somewhere I can write down and be like, okay, this is real now. This is what I need to work on. This is the case, And little life lessons I learn to myself, I can write down and keep it for future, because when things don't go well, it's bad. You don't feel good. You want things to be different. When you write it down, it feels like someone can hear you. Someone's listening to you. You're listening to yourself. It's a very introspective process, but nonetheless, I've really enjoyed doing it. And it is the second last day of doing it. Tomorrow will be the last day. On the last day, I'll give my final conclusions and opinion on the whole process. So I won't say it now, but I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that I've done it. So I was supposed to finish this yesterday and do the last entry yesterday. But I really couldn't get through it, because I've been going through a lot of pain in my personal life, and I just found it too difficult to go through it. So this is the day after. But yeah, the journal challenge, it was really helpful, and I'm really glad I did it, because it helped me really track my emotions and see how I was feeling in this really difficult time. This has probably been one of the hardest weeks of my life, and it just happened to be during this challenge. And doing this journal thing, it helped. It did, because I felt I wasn't going completely crazy, because in a way I knew what was happening, but I didn't have any control over it. And I'm still hurting now, don't get me wrong, like it's still relatively fresh. I won't really go into it here because it's a public space. You don't really need to hear about that. But it's been really tough. It's been really tough. In regards to the journaling itself, I recommend it for absolutely anyone. It is an amazing tool. It can help with practically anything you need in regards to yourself and understanding things more than you would before. Because a lot of people struggle to compile their emotions and ways they think in a way that they can express. And I know a lot of people that struggle to express their emotions and to speak. And if you find it hard, I understand. Because it's not easy talking about how you feel. It's not easy trying to explain how you feel to people. It's hard. It's really hard. And being able to write it down and talk from there, it helps. It helps, especially when you're going through some shit, which, you know, sucks. It sucks because you know that time heals all wounds, and you know that one day you'll be better, but in the moment, all you can feel is pain, and you don't want to be in pain. So I think, yeah, I recommend doing it, because I'm going to continue doing it after this. I only did it really religiously because of this video, but I'm going to keep doing it because I need this sort of guide in my life, especially now that things have really taken a turn for the worst and not what I expected. And however things work out in the future, I don't know. I hope they get better. I hope things get good again somehow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's taken a more emotional turn than I'd like to have what I'd hoped, but I couldn't predict the way this week was going to go. So yeah, I mean, like this video if you enjoyed it, because I'm going to try and make more things like this. So if you like and subscribe, I'll have some support at least, so I can feel like people are actually watching this. It will give me more motivation to do them. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you later.